Mid-August 1918, the cold Atlantic Ocean seemed like a dark glass surface, ready to shatter at any moment. Beneath the smooth surface, an unseen terror lurked. Mid-August 1918, a thick fog shrouded the cold Atlantic. The British destroyer HMS Thunderbolt was slowly making its way eastward, escorting a convoy of transports filled with soldiers and war supplies. In the Thunderbolt's cramped cockpit, a young sailor named Thomas was straining his eyes at the rusty old sonar detector. The captain of the ship, Captain Davies, an old man with a lot of experience, stood next to him, peering into the dark fog. "Is something wrong, Thomas?" "I'm not sure, sir, but I hear a strange sound underwater," Thomas replied, puzzled. "It's like a predator waiting." Captain Davies furrowed his brow. For years, he had fought the infamous German submarines that had made the sea a graveyard for thousands of sailors. "Maybe it's a whale?" He tried to console himself, but Thomas shook his head. "No, sir, this sound is very different." It was metallic, mechanical. Suddenly, a loud explosion echoed through the fog. A transport ship behind Thunderbolt exploded, sending flames and thick black smoke into the air. "Submarine!" Captain Davies shouted. "Alert! Send a message to the other ships. Conduct a sea attack." The crew quickly ran to their positions. Thunderbolt turned quickly, firing several depth charges into the water, which was stained with kerosene and fragments of wood from the sunken ship. The underwater explosion shook the ship, but there was no sign of the submarine's appearance. Time passed slowly in a tense atmosphere. Every sailor knew that the German submarine might be lurking somewhere below, waiting for the next opportunity to attack. Thomas continued to listen carefully to the sounds below. Suddenly he exclaimed, "Sir, I hear it again. It's coming ahead of us." Captain Davies turned to look at him immediately. "Are you sure?" "Sir, of course." "It's about a mile to the left of the bow." Without delay, Captain Davies ordered the ship to turn quickly. The crew at the guns were ready to fire. Everyone looked out at the still foggy surface. A moment later, a few bubbles of air rose just a few hundred yards ahead of the Thunderbolt. Suddenly, a dark shadow appeared from below the surface of the water. It was a German U-boat, trying to get close enough to fire another torpedo. "Fire!" Captain Davies shouted. Thunderbolt's cannons suddenly exploded, firing several shells at the emerging submarine. One shell hit the submarine's head, causing a loud explosion. The submarine shook violently and then quickly sank back into the water. Captain Davies breathed a sigh of relief. "Well done, all crew. We're out of danger." However, Thomas was still looking at the surface uncertainly. "Sir, I think I heard another sound." Captain Davies turned to look at him in surprise. "What other sound?" "A sound like a cry," Thomas replied, hoarse. "The sound of a sailor trapped inside." Captain Davies stared out at the cold, foggy sea. He knew that war at sea was cruel, and that every victory always came at a painful price. He could only hope that the souls of those who had lost their lives today would finally find peace. The ocean battles of 1918 continued, leaving the waves to churn out stories of courage, sacrifice, and profound tragedy.